So I posted a Instagram poll asking what you would all like to see in this next video, and the options were either a colourful makeup look or a more neutral makeup look, and most people asked for neutral. So I am going to go for more of a neutral eye makeup today, but then because the sun's out, I'm going to throw in a bit of a bright lip, I think. A bit of pop of colour on my lips. Yeah, just to spice it up a little bit. Okay, so with my skin, I want it to look really glowy and fresh. So I'm going to start off by priming, as always, with the Boots Botanics serum. I used this in my last video. So I'm just going to add just a few drops of that. I'm then going to use the Peaches Goddess Illuminator. I'm then going to spritz my skin with the MAC Fix Plus. This is a pineapple smell. Oh, it smells like a pina colada. I'm then just going to add a tiny little bit of the Maybelline Baby Skin, just literally on my nose area, anywhere there's any little pores. I'm not going to add it to my forehead or my chin today, just because I really want my skin to look fresh and really glowy, and this is quite mattifying, so I'm just going to apply that just on my nose. I'm then just debating whether to go in with like a proper full coverage foundation, or, well, medium to full, or a really light, like BB cream light coverage. I'm not sure what to do, being as I'm doing a bright lip. Let's just go for it. We'll use the fuller coverage, but we'll just use less of it. I'm going to dot this all over. So I'm going to see if I can just get away with using that little bit. And then I'm going to blend that in with a beauty blender, and I'll just spritz it with my Fix Plus. I'm just going to add the tiniest little bit more. Just get that little bit extra coverage, just a little bit. Like I say, I don't want to go too heavy today on the foundation. Then I'm going to add some concealer to highlight. So this is Lasting Perfection Concealer in Fair. And then I'm just going to blend it out. And then I'm just going to add some cream contour. So I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick. And then to make my skin extra glowy, I think I'm going to use the iconic London drops. I've not used these in ages, to be fair. I've sort of stopped using the liquid highlight, but we want to look really glowy in this look, so we'll add an extra little step in. So this is the iconic London Illuminator. I'm not sure what shade. Oh, in the shade Original. So it does say just give him a really good shake first. And what I'm going to do, instead of going straight in on my skin, I'm going to take the product onto my hand. You don't need loads of this. This is really pigmented. So yeah, I'm just going to like dip in with my finger and just tap where I would usually highlight with powder highlight. Like I said, I'm not using loads of this because we are going to still powder highlight, but it's just a nice extra step to look extra glowy. I'm going to add just a dot, literally just a dot to my nose and here. Because this product is quite oily, like an oil base, I find too much on my nose makes me just a little bit oily in general. Instead of looking glowy, it's more oily. So literally just a dot on your nose. Then I'm going to take it under my brow. You can see I'm really not overloading this product, less is more. And then maybe just a little bit in the corner of my eye. Then I'm just going to go back in my beauty blender and very gently just bounce on top of that. Just so that it's all pressed in to my skin nicely. And then even though I do want my skin to look glowy, I am still going to set it in place. Just because even though I've got quite dry skin, I do touch my face a lot. So it just means I'd end up rubbing all my makeup off if I didn't set it with powder. I'm just going to get my Laura Mercier translucent powder and my little Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just going to set down my T-zone. On top of my eyelids, under my eyes, and then a little bit on my chin. And then I'm going to get my bigger powder brush and I'm just going to tap off the excess powder and dust that over the rest of my skin. So that highlighter, that liquid highlighter, you can still see with this powder over the top because we are only doing a very light dusting. Just so that we know everything's in place. We don't want to really mattify our skin, we just want to set it in place so it's not moving everywhere. Especially if you're going to go out in the sun or the heat, you don't want your makeup sort of sliding away. Do you know what? I really don't know why I haven't used those iconic London drops for such a long time. They're really lovely. I guess because it's been winter and we've not really wanted really glowy skin. So right then, I'm then just going to contour with the Peaches and Cream sculpting powder. My little wand brush. I mentioned this in my last video, PC03. I'm trying not to repeat myself because a lot of my skin routine is what I've done in my last few videos. So yeah, I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, but it is just what I'm using. They're my go-tos. So I'm just going to contour the cheekbones. So you can really still see that highlight. It's beautiful. Won't need much powder highlight. Mind you, I want to be extra glowy, so probably will put loads on. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of contour on my nose, just a little bit of a dusting. And then under my jawline, and just burn that down a little bit. And I'm going to go over that with just a little bit of bronzer. I feel like I've got more colour today than I have in my other videos because yesterday afternoon I sat out in the sun for quite a while because I did everything I needed to do in the morning. So I just thought, well, I'm going to treat myself and sit in the sun because it's been really hot the last few days. So yeah, I am a bit darker than I was, so I feel like I'm not having to add as much product today. So you can see I've literally just dusted it anywhere the sun would normally get me. I'm then just going to add some blush. So I'm going to use my Morphe 8W Warm Master palette. And because we're going for a bit more of a brighter lip, I'm going to go more of a brighter blush just because I don't want the blush to get lost when I put quite a bright lip on. So I'm going to do a bit of a mix. I think I'm going to mix the brighter pink with the, that looks a scary colour, but I'm only going to very lightly dip into that colour. So I'm going to lightly dip into that and then mainly this bright pink. So, and then tap it off. I'm going to smile. See, it's really not that scary. I'm going to build on that a little bit. So, just a bit more. And then maybe just a little bit on my nose. Then I do sometimes sort of just drag it up into, like, onto my forehead a little bit, just with what's left over. Just really blend that in. And then on top of that, I think I'm going to add just a bit of this shimmer blush on top. Just again, because we're going for a quite glowy look on the skin, so I do love a bit of blush, especially in the summer. Okay then, so I'm going to grab my beauty blender back again, and I'm just going to go right under that contour and blush. And then just gently blend over that blush just a little bit, just so it's all nice and sort of blended in. I'm then just going to add some highlight over the top of that liquid highlight. So I'm going to use Becca Champagne Pop. This is the mini one. So I'm just going to use my angled highlighting brush from Real Techniques and just dip into that highlight, and we're going to go over the top of that nose highlight. A little bit down the bridge of the nose on the Cupid's bow. If you're wondering why we do the Cupid's bow, it's just because it sort of brings forward your lip line, so it makes your lips look a little bit more poutier. And then onto your brow bone. Now, there's already a lot of highlight on those cheekbones already, so you don't need to add loads, but I am just going to just over the top of that, especially because this is really pigmented, this highlighter. Oh, I'm feeling all summery. It is really hot today, it's like 21 degrees. So from this stage, I'm going to move on to my brows. I've said in my last video, I don't really do much to my brows anymore. I love them really like fluffy and just sort of like combed up. So I'm going to use just a little spoolie off my brow brush from Peaches and Creams. I'm going to just push them all up. I really need them sort of shaping and sorting out, but sometimes the bushier the better. And then I'm going to add just a couple of extra strokes into my brows with the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. Only a couple. I really don't like to overdo my brows anymore. I posted that festival makeup look. It was yesterday for me. I don't know when this video will go up, but I was watching back the video because it was like old footage from like, I reckon like 2 years ago now. And my brows are so harsh, like really bold and harsh. And my skin, like how I used to do my skin routine. Oh my God, I feel like I look really different. So yeah, you'll have to excuse that. I think I did put a little disclaimer in my Instagram post and on the YouTube video, but yeah, I do things a lot differently now. I literally just found the video, edited and everything, and I don't know why I never posted it. I think I had some trouble with my laptop because I'm not very good at technology, and I think I tried to upload it and it wouldn't work, so I just left it. And then a few days ago I looked back on my laptop and found it. I thought, I'm going to post it because we need some bright colours in our life. Even though we might not be able to go to festivals this year, it's just a nice one to watch, isn't it, really? So I'm going to add a few extra brow hairs, just where my brows are a little bit sparse, so like right on that arch there. And just drag it through a little bit, and then just a little bit in the front. Shall I zoom you in for this one? There we go. So just here. And then I'm going to use the Rimmel London Brow This Way Clear Brow Gel. And this is just going to brush them up and set them in place. Oh yeah. Literally, like, bushier the better. And then I'll keep you zoomed in because I'm going to go on to eyes now. So like I said, everyone voted for more of a neutral eye look. So I am going to do neutral, but I think I'm still going to add maybe just a little bit of like glitter. I can't not add glitter or a pigment, or I don't know, we'll just see where it goes. But I'm going to use those same two eyeshadow brushes that I used in my last video. So the PCO6 Peaches and Creams, and then the Real Techniques Fluffy Crease Brush. So I think I'm going to use, I'm trying to swap what palettes I'm using up in these videos. So in my peach tutorial I used like a Primark palette, and then yeah, I'm just trying to swap it up because I don't want to just use the same old palettes all the time. So I'm going to use the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. So I've got this in my makeup kit for work, and it's got like quite a, well, really nice array of different colours. But as I say, I'm still going to keep it neutral, girls, like you voted for. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like a nice warm, slightly smoky, slightly glittery eye. So yeah, let's just go with it. You know when you've got no inspiration, but sometimes that works out loads better. But yeah, so I'm just gonna grab my blending brush and I'm gonna go in with this colour here. So it's quite a neutral, light brown. Very pigmented though. See, that colour looks quite light in the palette, but it is a very pigmented palette. So I'm just blending that into my crease. I'm still drinking my water. I'm still trying to exercise. It's going quite well, to be fair. I'm sticking to what I said I'd do during this lockdown, so I am going to sort of blow this out quite a lot. I want to take that up quite high. I think with neutral looks you can like blow them out further, and I do think that looks really pretty. And then I'm going to take that same colour under my eye. I really like this colour, it's really deceiving. It looks quite like dead neutral in the palette, but it is adding, you can see in the on camera, it is adding quite a lot of like a colour, quite a lot of pigment. And then going under my eye. So I've literally done two steps with my eyeshadow. I've added two colours, really nice and simple. And then from there I'm going to add a pigment. So I am looking at either, I think Gatsby, which is like a neutrally gold sparkly pigment. Dynamite, these are all peach and creams. Dynamite pigment. No, I don't nothing too bold. Maybe Most Wanted. Yeah, I'm thinking, girls, I'm gonna go in with Most Wanted by Peach and Creams. If I want to add a little bit of Gatsby on top, then I might do. I'm gonna grab my Peaches glitter primer, glitter base, just to the back of my hand. You don't need loads of this, girls. I've said it before. You don't need loads, only a little bit. And I'm going to use my PCO5 brush, and I'm going to just dip into that and just pressing and sort of stopping like just past halfway. I don't want like a cut crease effect or anything with this. I just want the pigment to look nice and pretty and blended. So you can see I'm sort of stopping about there. And then I'm going to grab my Peach and Cream's Most Wanted. It's just a really soft, like gold. And I'm going to add that on top. And then if ever you feel like your pigment's gone a little bit too high, just grab your little blending brush and just sort of like blend over the top. Like so. And then I just want to be a little bit extra, and I am just going to add a tiny little bit of Gatsby pigment. So I'm going to add that over the top of that. I'm sure you've noticed I do use pigments quite a lot. And that's just because I find when I'm just using like a shimmer eyeshadow for a makeup look, I find that it can sometimes just get a bit lost. With a pigment, it's so much more like a little bit more bolder, and you can just see it a lot more. I don't know. To be honest, I just like to use different pigments, if I'm honest. Now I'm going to dip back in with that same second colour, so the like warm brown. And I'm just going to go where I didn't add the pigment, so just on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm just going to blend that up and back into my crease. And then just sort of blend the pigment with the shadow. So to do that, to blend it, I tend to tap and then swipe across. And then I'm just going to get my fluffy blending brush and just blend over the top of that. Now where you can see a bit of fallout, we'll sort that after. But I'm just gonna slightly now darken up the look with this shade in the palette. It's hard because I've lost the plastic sheet with all the names of the colours on. Just very gently dab into that, and I'm just gonna take this, sort of run that just across the corner and across my lash line, and then start blending that up a little bit. Then I am just slightly taking that into my crease, just to add a bit of depth. Then grab my blending brush. Then I'm going to get that brush again, and I'm going to go right by my lash line with that. As close to my lash line as possible, so we're not blowing this colour out. So when I'm doing my makeup, just a little tip, I've got like a big mirror at the back of my little vanity desk, and then I've also got like one of these like Boots mirrors with the little lighting. And what I tend to do when I'm doing just my makeup in general, but mainly my eyes, when I'm doing my eyeshadow, I'll look into the smaller mirror, and then I'll keep looking like into the big mirror and back, because in the big mirror is obviously a further view of your makeup in general, so you're sort of coming back and forth into each mirror, and you can tend to pick out what you need to add and what you need to blend and stuff a little bit more then. I hope that makes sense, I'll just explain that, but I just find that that helps. I know we all haven't got like the luxury of like a vanity, but okay, instead of adding like a black liner to my waterline, I'm going to add a nude just to sort of open my eyes up a little bit. So I'm just going to add this. Try and get it on camera. I can never. There we go. So I think straight away you can see that that's really opened up my eyes. Maybe just grab your blending brush and just blend back over that. Make sure none of that liner has gone on your eyeshadow. And then from there, I'm not going to add any lashes or any liner, I don't think. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to brush away any fallout. So I'm going to get my little Real Techniques setting brush again. And I'm just going to like dust away. Then I'm going to curl my lashes. Then I'm going to add some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. again, little tip, that little mirror that I was just telling you about, you can push the head back, or any mirror that you've got, hold it so it's sort of tilting backwards and then look down and into the mirror. That helps you sort of get as much mascara on the length of your lash as possible. If you're looking directly into the mirror while you're doing your mascara, you can't get right to that tip without touching your skin. So you want to sort of be tilted back like that so that you can really get all that length of your lashes with the mascara. Also, when I'm doing bottom mascara, I wriggle and pull down because I do like quite defined lower lashes as well. Some people don't like that like dull look, but I love, because I don't wear lashes all the time, I like to make my own eyelashes look as long and as thick as possible. And that's where I'm going to leave my eyes, so I've just added some mascara. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I've started adding this to my makeup routine and I can't stop now. I love this powder, it's so good. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this. I'm going to go under my eyes with it. So this powder I explained on my last video, but for anyone who hasn't watched it, it really does what it says on the tin. So it's airbrushes your skin, I think. So anywhere where you've got any little bit of pores, or anywhere your skin looks a little bit textured, just run over with this, and I find that it really does sort of airbrush and makes your skin look a lot more flawless. So I always add a little bit here where I get like pores, and then that sort of helps to blend the blush out a little bit. And then just on my forehead. I've always got a bit of texture on my forehead here. I don't ever suffer with spots, but I just get tiny like little bumps. And if you can see, I feel like that's just totally like brush that away. And then I always like to add a little bit under here, just to sharpen that contour up. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra highlight in my inner corner, just with that highlight brush that I used before. And then just run back over my brow highlight. Sometimes when you're blending out your shadows, you can lose your brow highlight a little bit. I think when we're trying to get really glowy looking skin, like that is a real big part of it, under your brow bone. Because when you have photos taken, that's really going to catch the flash. And when you're in the sun's really going to catch that part of your brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to do lips now. So I have got a colour in mind. I wanted like quite a corally kind of colour. So I've picked out, I've got Tropic Tonic by MAC. This is the mini, how cute are the mini MAC lipsticks? They're so worth the money. They're only £10. And any colours, such as like bright colours that you know you won't use a full lipstick amount of, they're only £10. These are 17 and that's 10. So there is quite a bit of a difference, but I know for a fact I won't use a whole lipstick of this. So, and then I've also picked out Costa Chic. So yeah, we'll try that lip colour. If I want to change it, I will. I've also got like quite a bright orangey red, which is by a girl on Instagram, Alexandra Nicole. I'm going to try the coral first, see how I feel. Now, I always find when I'm using coral, I am just going to use like a nice nude lip liner, and then go with it from there, I think, rather than using a bright lip liner, because sometimes when I use like a bright, like a red lip liner or a coral lip liner, I don't like the way it makes my lips look. I know it sounds so stupid. I don't like them to look too bold, but that's just me. So I'm going to just use Subculture by MAC to line my lips. And then I may have to add like a bit of Vaseline or just something to moisturise my lips, because these lipsticks are matte and my lips are so dry at the minute. And I haven't got any like corally lip glosses to add on top. So let me just add some of that. I'm going to use a bit of Trusty Carmex. And this is from my kit, so I'm going to add it to the back of my hand. Does anyone else suffer with like the worst dry lips? It's a problem I've been having trouble with for the whole of my life. I just can't, no matter what I put on them, they never feel any softer, they never feel any smoother. They're just always really dry. But yeah, so they feel a lot better now. So I'm going to first go in with Tropic Tonic, I think. So that looks like this. This is my lipstick out of my own makeup collection, so I'm just going to use it from the bullet. Ooh, I love that colour. Then on top of that, I'm going to add a bit of Costa Chic, which is more like a pinky coral. You know me by now, I never use just one lipstick. I'm always mixing my lipstick colours together. Yeah, that's just brightened it up a little bit more. So I've told a lie there. The Costa Chic is a frost. So if you was to wear this just on its own, it wouldn't be as pigmented as the Tropic Tonic. That's more of like a topper, I'd say. So let me show you the difference. So that's the frost. So it's just quite a lightweight coverage. And then this is Tropic Tonic. Oh, it's really hard to see on camera, but this is just really lightweight, and you could still probably see sort of natural lip a little bit through it, whereas this is really matte. So yeah. Okay, so I've just fixed my hair. I just feel like there's nothing I can do with my hair right now that helps it look any better, any fresher. Like, my roots are the worst. I look so dark and dull. But there you go. I look like a brunette right now. Oh gosh, I can't wait to get my friend Molly back in my life to do my hair. I'm sure she feels the same. It's been so long since we got our hair done, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna, no actually, let me use my pineapple smelling one. I've got two Fix Plus, well, I've got loads of Fix Pluses on the go. But I'm going to use my Fix Plus to set me in place. Girls, if they still do these scented Fix Pluses, you've really got to try and get yourself some. They are the most gorgeous smelling spray in the world. I just love it. And then on top of that, I'm going to set with the Iconic London Prep Set and Glow Original Setting Spray. I forgot how amazing these products are. I don't know what I've been doing in my life where I haven't been using them. I've got that much stuff in this makeup drawer that I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to give it a shake. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm going to set my face with this. I'm going to spray it on my hand first once, because I do find with these, the first spray sometimes, if you've not used it for a while, can spit a little bit. So maybe just spray on your hand first. So this setting spray just adds like a little bit of extra shimmer to your makeup, helps set it in place, but also it does what it says, prep, sets and glows.